Everyone? Hi. Thanks for coming to the Mac Outlook session. It's really great to see all these people, and we have a lot of exciting news and announcement to make about our product, and we're glad that you're here to share them with us. First of all, I always like to get a sense of the room and get a sense of who uses Outlook for Mac, who helps deploy Outlook for Mac, or both. So by show of hand, can I see how many Mac Outlook users do we have here? I salute you. And, and how many people help deploy the organization Mac Outlook? Okay, great. I see a lot of familiar faces here, a lot of customers that we interact with either because you stopped at the booth. Thank you for stopping and sharing your stories and your asks. But also through the year, we had a lot of sessions discussing tenant health. If you're interested in knowing more about that, stop at our booth. We can talk about how your tenant, when it comes to Mac Outlook, overall health is doing. We have a lot of data to share, but also feedback sessions. We have a lot of conversations, and that are being incredibly helpful. And I want to tell from my team in Redmond, in Sunnyvale, in Bangalore, thank you for all the feedback. This feedback is absolutely fundamental for us to bring the product to the transformation that we began about 15 months ago and we're going to share with you now. Keep it coming. We're going to ask you to go try some things after this session, but definitely keep the clear and sincere feedback our way, because it really helps us set our focus and make the right decisions for the product. I will talk about the road, a little bit of the past, very little, because I'm only interested in talking about the future. Our desire has been always to create the product that is the email and calendar client of choice on this platform. It's been always our desire. It was true in the past, and it's going to be true from here on in. And thanks to all the feedback you guys have given us, and they really help us out figuring out how we're going to get there, because we're not there now. We're not going to lie. We will be definitely not where we are, but we're going to get there. And when we looked at your feedback and looked at what we can do to make the product what it needs to be for this platform, we really looked at the Microsoft 365 Cloud as the platform, the foundation that we're going to use to make the product what it needs to be, what we wanted it to be. And when we look in detail as to how we're going to do this, the cloud gives us a lot of power that as a client per se, we would not be able to leverage in the old way of doing things, in the AWS way of doing things. First of all, the thing that we're doing is we're moving away from AWS, and we're moving in using the Microsoft Sync technology that you already see being used in Outlook Mobile. You also see in the Windows 10 mail and calendar applications. It's super performant, it's fast, and you'll see how fast it is today. But also helps address things that people that deploy and use Outlook for Mac are very familiar with, such as reliability of syncing when you open the lid, reliability of syncing when you switch in networks, and other things that are as important, such as pegging your CPU, pegging your memory, pegging your disk usage and your battery. Those are all things of the past. We are moving to a model where the service is the truth, tells us what the state of the items, and there's not as much traffic between the client and the server to make things happen. We've been using this in-house for quite some time, and we see that every day. The second thing is search. Definitely, search is one of the biggest thorns in our side. You're familiar with the fact that we use Spotlight, and there's a lot of issues with Spotlight in indexing. Indexing breaks. You have to be an expert to be able to repair it, and often it turns into, I don't understand why. I know I have this mail, but I don't get it when I search it in Outlook. What we're doing, we're moving to Microsoft Search. We're going to align with all the other clients, Windows, the web application, Outlook Mobile, so we have consistency of results using a search online against your 365 accounts. That's really a fundamental move that we're gonna do. Third, we have heard the feedback from Mac users. We know that Mac users are discriminated users. Mac OS is a platform of choice. People want to have a Mac. And when they use a Mac, they want to have an application that feels like a Mac application. Doesn't feel like a Mac application whose interface has been drilled from another platform and brought to the platform. There is a certain set of people that will say, I want it to be exactly the same, but the majority of people say, like, I chose a Mac, I want to use a Mac, maybe give me something that works like a Mac. So we made a very deliberate effort in design to make it feel more at home on this platform, without losing any of the capabilities, actually enhancing the capabilities, but also leveraging the intelligence that the cloud offers us to offer you features and ways to do the most basic features and most basic actions on Outlook in an easier way that was easier than was ever before. Last but not least, and I know this is very close to a lot of your hearts because I've got people stopping at the booth for the last 4 years, so I know this is important to you, feature velocity. Moving away from AWS is fundamental for this. AWS is simply a stack that is no longer being strongly developed against. And often when people come and say, I want feature X, why is it in this platform and not on yours? The story is very simple. AWS doesn't have the exposure, the APIs for us to plug them in. Moving to this stack that's already used by mobile and used by the Windows applications, we're moving towards a stack that is heavily developed. It's being actively developed, and we're going to get features exposed more and more. You will see some of them today. But basically, we can get a lot more velocity in implementing features. I'll be very clear. Our aspiration is not to have parity with Windows. There's a lot of Windows features that are purely client. But our aspiration is to say, if there's a very compelling feature, there's a client feature in Windows or another client that you want, our aspiration is to say, we can do that better by using the service so that the capability will roam across all the clients in the future. And you're not going to not only say, why is this not in Mac and Windows, but you'll say, oh, this is in Windows, is in Mac, it is in Outlook Mobile, and every other platform that you want to use. But this is more a show than a tell show. So I am going to stop talking. I'm going to pass the mic to Vivek, who's going to walk you through the product, give you a demo, and we'll talk a little bit later about the next steps. Vivek?
Awesome. Thanks, Alessio. Hi, everyone. I'm Vivek. I'm a PM in the Outlook Mac team, and I'm super excited to be here. And welcome to the new Outlook. It comes with a brand new sync engine, brand new design, and loads of new features. Our goal with this design is really to make managing your email and calendar effortless. Outlook is now more powerful, is less cluttered, and with this new design, we have commands and controls placed where you'd more naturally expect them to be. It's also customizable. And so let's walk through this design together. I'm going to take you on a tour and show you a lot of new things today. So let's first start with the toolbar. So the toolbar, essentially what we've done with the toolbar is we've designed it to have the most frequently used commands in Outlook available at your fingertips. So, and it's not just that, you can go ahead and customize it. So you can either right-click on the toolbar, or you can click on the overflow menu, which opens up this new customization panel. And for example, I'm an archiver. I don't usually delete emails, so I'm going to drag away delete. I also like to categorize my emails, so I'm going to drag in categorize. And just to show something to you, I'm also going to move in a bunch of other controls here. So I'm going to move in reply, reply all, forward. I'm just going to add a bunch of commands in here. And then I hit done. And as you can see, the toolbar has now been customized to my command set. And it's not just that. The new toolbar is also manages scaling and overflow really well. So as I sort of start to, like, if I reduce space, commands very naturally fall into the overflow menu. They're still very accessible. So let's move this back here, go back into customization. And beyond just choosing which commands I want, I can tweak them a little bit, the look a little bit. So for instance, if I want a very compact view, I can choose to hide label always, right? So this gives me a very neat icon-only view of my toolbar, very compact and clean. Again, the sort of going back to the design, it's all about not getting in your way, right? Being streamlined, being workflow-oriented. So I'll go back in here now. And as I do this customization, I can reset my toolbar. So if I want, I can reset it back. switch it back to show label always. So now this is back to the default toolbar. So let's go ahead and just make those changes again that I did a minute ago. Let's move categorize back in, and I am done. So moving beyond the toolbar, let's continue down the left and right side of Outlook. So both our left panel and right panel are now collapsible. You simply just grab onto them and drag them close. So I drag my left panel close. I do the same thing with my right panel. I can bring them back with these handy buttons right here. I'm a keyboard shortcut person, and with a nifty keyboard shortcut, I can close both panels really quickly, and I can bring them back. So if I wanted to focus on email, not get distracted, I can close my panels and then bring them back. Let's move on to search. So search, as Alessio indicated, search is a big investment area for us. And search in the current Outlook, we've heard and we know that there's discoverability problems. Search is all the way on the top right corner. It's a small little text box that's hard to see. With new Outlook, we have made search more discoverable. It's right there in the center. And it's not just a location change. Search now uses Microsoft Online Search. So we've moved away from using Apple Spotlight as our indexing technology, and now we are using Microsoft Search, which is far more reliable. It's lightning fast, and also it gives you accurate suggestions. It gives you results that are the same across Mac. They're same across Windows, mobile, and the web. You get the same result set. So let's get into a little bit of a search example here. So my manager, let's say his name is Lee, and Lee's been after me for a while now to get my expense reports done. He's been paying me. He's like, where are those expense reports? I remember he'd sent me an email. So let me just look for email from Lee. So I'm just going to type in Lee and hit enter. So as you can see, super fast on this conference Wi-Fi network. I get my results back. And as you can see, the new Microsoft Search in Outlook Mac gives me both top results as well as all results. It also highlights in yellow the keyword. But this is too many, right? I want to focus this down a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. So when I click into search, I see this really nifty suggestion from search that says, hey, try searching for emails from your manager. So let's go click on that. So I'll go click on it. And very quickly and immediately now search is narrowed down to only results from my manager. So that's great. So now I have a fewer results to deal with. Let's narrow this down even more. So to do that, I could just type an expense right here, but I can also go click on this little icon here, which opens up this expanded search form. So the expanded search form is all new. It's really designed to narrow down my search. So if I want to be more specific about what you're looking for, this is where I go into. So let's go in here, and I'm going to type in expense right here and search. And there you go. Again, very quickly, search is now narrowed down to results from my manager pinging me about my expense reports. And also, here's something that's really nifty that's happening. I'm a kind of a Outlook power user, and a feature that we've added that I personally really love is as I'm typing in my keywords, search is actually building a query for me on the fly in the collapsed search box, so right here. So for instance, as an example, let me clear away expense and just choose, let's say I want to search for emails from Lee in the last 7 days and hit search. So as you can see, search is actually building this query for me. I can literally copy this query and paste it into Outlook Web. It'll work there, and I'll get the same search result. So again, it's the same search experience across all of our Outlook endpoints, and it's accurate, fast, and comes with suggestions. So let's go back here to the expense report email, because I do want to reply to Lee. He has been after me to get that done. So let's go here. So I have this report open, and all I'll do for now is I'll just flag for follow-up, right? So I can follow up on it later. So now I'm going about my day. I've now got to a point where I think I should reply to Lee. So I'm just going to go ahead and filter on the emails that I've flagged. That's how I follow up. So I go flag on my filter on my flagged emails. And this is another small little point, but it's important. In the current Outlook, we've known of and we've fixed several issues with how we filter emails. And we know there have been some reliability concerns with how fast filter is in current Outlook. All of that's gone now with new Outlook. New Outlook filtering is lightning fast, and it just works every time. So I filtered my list to my follow-up emails. I see the email from Lee over here on my expense report. So let me go ahead and reply to this. So I have this conveniently located reply all button here. I press this. And again, in context, so this is the new change. This is our new Mail Compose experience. So in context, without popping up a new Mail Compose window, I'm able to type in a reply right here and then go back to what I was doing. So let's go do that. So hi, Lee. Yes, I'll have the expense reports done by end of this week. Also, I'd like to discuss the following topics. And I'm going to insert in a table here. I'm going to say company picnic planning in progress. Oops. And let's say team meeting setup. Thanks. Oops. Megan. I'm Megan in this demo scenario. And I'm going to underscore this point. I will have them done, so I'm going to yellow highlight them. I'm going to bold this. I'm also going to categorize this. So the toolbar that you see up here is also customizable. So on the theme of customizing Outlook, you can customize your Compose toolbar also alongside your main toolbar. So let's say I'm going to drag sensitivity out. I'm going to pull and categorize. That's what I like to do. And I'm going to set a category on this email. I can do other things like inserting images, attaching files. I can even do things like choose to send it later, right? So if I want to send it at a later time, I can go ahead and do that. I won't do that now. I'm going to hit send. Oh, and before I hit send, one more thing. If for whatever reason you want more room to work on this email, you can click on this button here, and it opens up the Compose experience. It gives you the full Compose experience. So you have a choice now. You can stay in flow and context, or you can choose to pop out. So let's go ahead and hit send here. And here's one more new thing. So now let's move on to the message list. So I don't know for how many here noticed, but we have a new feature in our message list. We have messages from other folders in our message list. This is something that our customers have long asked for, and it's finally here. So when you have your message list sorted by conversation, when you expand on the conversation, you will see messages from all folders, not just your inbox. That's new. Now, Lee's been really getting on my case on this expense report, and I'm kind of getting tired of this. I just want to ignore this conversation. And now I can. So here's yet another new feature that we've added to Outlook Mac, which is ignore conversation, something else that's been long asked for. So with that said, I'm going to conveniently ignore this conversation. Lee can't bother me on this anymore. I'm done. So going back to Alicia's point earlier about us moving to be based on the Microsoft Cloud and the new sync technology, a lot of these features that I'm demoing today are actually coming through from the new sync. So because we've moved to the new sync tech is why we are able to now light up features way faster than we could before with EWS. All right, now let's move on to calendar. So I'm going to unfilter the list here. So on calendar, even before I switch to the actual calendar module, I'm sure some of you are wondering about this panel on the right. So this is brand new to Outlook for Mac. This is the My Day view. And what My Day allows you to do is look at your calendar at a glance. So again, I'm in flow. I'm working through my email. I don't want to switch away and then have to switch my brain to my calendar. this view here will remind me. So for instance, it's telling me right now at 1 p.m. that I have this meeting going on. And I can, so there are two different views here. So there is this agenda view, which is essentially a 7-day look ahead. And I can also switch to a day view, which is a more visual view. And I'm a very visual person, so I tend to keep my day set to this. It just shows me where my gaps are right in my calendar. Beyond that, I can even go in here and choose which calendars I want to see. So for instance, I have a Mark 8 project team calendar. I can turn it on, and now I see events from my other calendars right there in my day. And beyond just glance, I can act on these meetings. So again, without leaving the mail module, I can go ahead and join a team meeting. I can actually accept. I haven't accepted this meeting, so I can accept the meeting. So I can click right here and just say, I will be attending, and then click on accept, and I'm done. The meeting is now accepted. So again, didn't have to leave mail. Right in mail, I'm able to work through my calendar and go back to what I was doing. Next. So the next new feature that we've added is, again, something that will get you through your day more easily is we now have a new feature where you can RSVP with comments right in your mail. So before you could RSVP, right? So if you got an invite in, you click on accept. But what would happen is if you click on accept and you choose reply with comments, it would open up a new window. So lots of steps, right? Just steps that get in your way. Now it's smooth and seamless. You get an invite. It's right here. I say, yes, I'll attend, right? Or no, I won't. And then hit accept, and I'm done, right? So again, just one more thing that will get you through your day quicker. Next, let's actually move over to the calendar module. Okay. So again, on calendar, just like with mail, we've been hard at work bringing lots of new calendar experiences to you to make getting through your day easier. And let's start with event creation. So event creation in Outlook today is you open up this ginormous compose form. I'm sure all of you have seen it. It has this complex scheduling assistant that sometimes doesn't work, and everything's kind of, cluttered. And so we've been hard at work in making this streamlined. So let's go back to Lee. So Lee he's called me now. He's like, I need to talk to you about this expense report. And so I'm like, all right, fine. I will set up some time and talk to you about this expense report. So to do that, all I need to do now is drag across my canvas. Event form pops up right here. And we call this the quick event compose form. And this is basically a one-stop shop for creating events right here. I don't need to pop it out to a full compose experience. So let's do that. So let's talk about expense reports. And I'll invite Lee. And you'll notice as soon as I invite Lee, his availability showed up. So again, without having to open up a big compose form, I can see his availability right here. I'll just say Lee's office and hit send, and it's done. So now the meeting has been set up. I can go back and continue on my email. Now, Lee, he just won't leave me alone. He's now, look, I don't want to meet one-on-one. I want the entire team here. I want to talk about expense report processes. So I'm like, okay, fine. Let's talk about expense report processes. And so we've made creating new meetings, more complicated meetings, and even editing meetings easier. So let's edit this meeting. This is the meeting that I will change into a team meeting. So all I need to do is go in here and click on it. A little view pops up. I click on Edit Event. And this opens up our full event compose form. So this is a more expanded view. This is designed for more complicated scenarios. When you have many attendees, you're trying to schedule different time zones or do a team meeting and things like that. So let's change it into a team meeting. The other thing to keep it, just to call out with the full event compose form is we've designed this and other experiences in Outlook Mac to be very workflow centric, right? So we've relayed the controls to be more naturally where you'd expect to find them in a optimized as a workflow. So that's something to keep in mind. So let's change this into a team meeting, expense report, processes. And I'll start inviting my team. So let's invite Pradeep, let's invite Adele. And as I do this, notice something really interesting happening here. As I type in their names, and let's add Lydia, what's happening is Outlook is actually updating the availability of all of these teammates of mine right here in this scheduling view that's on the right side. And as I drag across the canvas, you can see it'll tell you where folks are not available. So it's just a much easier way for me to find the right time to schedule everyone. Yes. And if I still want the full power of the scheduling assistant, I can click here, which switches me over into the full-blown scheduling assistant. So this is for scenarios where, let's say, I have 20 or 30 or more attendees. You still have that functionality. You can switch here, and then you're done. Turning this into a Teams meeting is also now far easier. Just turn the switch on, and it's a Teams meeting. Also, our new location picker is smart. It'll tell me what conference rooms are available. So as I start typing ahead, it will tell me all of these rooms are available. So again, it just makes booking a room a lot easier now. So I've talked through this. It's taken a little bit of time, but I've been using this. We've been using this for months now, and it's super convenient. Makes creating meetings, managing meetings a whole lot easier and simpler. So let's do that. So team meeting, and I'll hit send. And there you go. Now this meeting has been turned into a team meeting. All these folks have gotten an invite on their calendar. Moving beyond event creation and kind of focusing on the grid. So on the grid, we've been working on the grid too, on the calendar grid, and making some improvements here. So we have event cards, and event cards were something that was there before, but we've improved them. We have more abilities in these event cards now. So one easy one spot right here is a join, right? So just like in My Day, you can click on this button and you'll be able to join the team meeting right there. You can also RSVP. So for instance, here I'd accepted, but now I don't want to go meet Lee. I've had enough of him. So I'm just going to click here and go not interested and hit decline, and there, the meeting's gone. So again, going back to this theme of just making things effortless for you, making your mail calendar effortless, we've done a lot here to make that happen. On the grid, you'll also see we have updated weather. So we've been kind of improving our weather notifications and how weather shows up. And, oh, okay, tomorrow's going to be warm. And then you can switch between your different views. So let's say I want to switch to the month view. I click here, switches to the month view, switch back to work week. And beyond that, if you look to your left, we've also added group calendar sync. So that's something that, again, has been long asked for. It's finally here. So if I have groups which have calendars, so if I have a team that has a group and I want to see their calendar, the group calendar syncing is all new. So let's say I'll turn this one on. So I see the Mark 8 project team. So that's an event on my Mark 8 project group. So I can now see group calendars in Outlook Mac that I couldn't see before. So let's turn this off, and let's go back to mail. Okay, next, let's talk about this experience, the new Outlook experience, and how you can switch back and forth. So if you take a look to the top right corner, you'll see a switch. So as you upgrade your current Outlook to the new Outlook actually comes with a switch. This switch will allow you to seamlessly switch back and forth between current Outlook and the new Outlook. So and accounts stay intact, everything stays intact, there's no data loss, you can seamlessly go back and forth. So for instance, let's say I want to go back because there's a feature here in New Outlook that's still not available, so I want to go use that. So I just switch this off. There's a little survey that pops up, it's purely optional. It just asking you what is it that's missing for you. And I click switch back, and Outlook will recycle into the current Outlook. When I'm done here, I click back again to New Outlook, switch back, and super quickly, New Outlook is back. So you can seamlessly switch back and forth between the current Outlook and New Outlook without any loss of account information or anything like that. And oh, by the way, everything that you saw here today is dark mode enabled. Yes. So dark mode is something that we've taken into account when designing the new Outlook from scratch. So all of our new Outlook experiences have been designed with both dark mode and light mode in taking both dark mode in mind. All right, finally, let's move on to the most important change in Outlook Sync. Okay, cool. All right, so Sync. So Sync in current Outlook is EWS based. EWS is a sync protocol that's been around for several years. It's kind of showing its age. And one of the things that EWS does is it downloads your entire mailbox. So let's say I have a 100 gig mailbox. It's going to download 100 gigs to my laptop. And as it does so, my CPU spins up, my laptop becomes really hot, and Outlook slows down. It's just not a good experience. So the new Outlook is now powered by Microsoft Cloud and uses what we call the native sync technology. It's the same sync engine that's used by Outlook Mobile and the Windows native mail client. It's way faster, way more reliable. One of the main differences is it's optimized for high latency connections, and it doesn't download everything. It's smart. It only downloads what you need. And so because of that, because it's not downloading everything, Outlook is a lot faster, it's snappier, it's beyond just sync because there's less storage requirements, there's less memory requirements. Outlook just feels snappy everywhere. And also, as Alicia had alluded to earlier, the new sync means we get features way faster than we did before with EWS. And to demo that for you all, I actually recorded a video of first account sync right here in the conference, on the conference Wi-Fi, with like hundreds of devices connected. So let's switch over to the video. All right. So as you can see here, oops. It's not playing. Hit play. All right. So my account information is entered. I type in my password, authenticate. Here I'm connecting to the service. And again, this is on the conference Wi-Fi. I click done, and email sync down. That fast. My email's right here. It's all downloaded. My calendar is all downloaded. Switch back to mail. My day is functional. And beyond that, this is something new. Search is functional. I don't have to wait for search to get indexed. Search just works. So again, yes. So the new sync, again, it's way faster. And to be honest, I like personally, I love it. Like just a quick story. I was actually on a flight from Redmond to our Sunnyvale office. And on Alaska Air, on go internet, Wi-Fi internet, I was using the new Outlook for Mac. I was checking email, was creating meetings. I was doing everything I would do normally. Everything was functioning fine. It's fantastic. So it's a night and day difference between the current Outlook and our new Outlook. And there's more. There's a lot more that I didn't get a chance to go through today. We have roaming calendar colors. We have unlimited group sync. So before we had a 10 group limitation, kind of silly. Now we don't. So as many groups as you have, they will sync down. We've improved notifications. Our categories now roam. We have an improved people picker control. We have attendee RSVP. We have improved our contact support experience, and more and more. There's a lot more that's available in the new Outlook. And even more is coming. So beyond what we have today, we will continue to add new features and functionality frequently. Things like nested compose, add-in support that I didn't get through today. Add-in support is coming really soon. Actionable messages, even more improvements to our search, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot more that's coming. And with that, I'll hand it back to Alessio to wrap things up.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was great. We're just at the beginning of the journey. There's a lot more work to be done. There's a lot more capabilities we need to bring in and that we want to bring in and offer you. But what we're saying is this preview is available as of today. As you leave this meeting, you can download the latest Insider Fast build. You will get the toggle as long as you have 10.14, macOS 10.14 or higher, and you have a 365 Outlook.com or Gmail Cloud Cache account. Right now, we don't support on-prem yet because we need to implement on-prem sync, but it's going to come soon. It's the beginning. What we're asking all of you to do is download it. If you have people Insider Fast in your organization, you can have them turn it on. It's a toggle, as we said. We want you to turn it on. You can turn it off. If you don't turn it off, we really like it. And we want to hear your feedback. We have all our ears are open. We have all our radars waiting for your feedback, either through user voice, in-app support, and every other channel that you, even directly to us, come talk to in the booth. Let's talk about it, give us feedback. As I said, it's just the beginning. We have a lot of capabilities we need to add that we want to add. And your feedback is going to be absolutely fundamental on which things are we going to prioritize. As I said, also important to remember, our focus right now is on search, mail, and calendar, and sync. We need to nail the fundamentals right. So yeah, they're going to find that some features are implemented yet, but our speed of implementation is going to be very high. You should see there's an entire website that will give you information about what's available, what's coming every week. We're going to let everybody know. Stay tuned. And as we roll out towards broader circles like Insider Slow and production, we're going to have broad conversation, communication on all the portals to let you know when it's going to become available, how to control if you want to control in your organization, and if you want to partner with us on this for tenant deployments, control deployments, and give you more feedback, just reach out to us, and we're more than happy to talk with you guys and plan something out. Also, you can take a snapshot QOA. This one will show you, will take you to the website that recaps everything that we shared now, how to get the product and stay up to date with the latest updates to this product. We're really excited to announce this today. As I said, it's a long way to go still, but we think we're on the right path to make the product that you always wanted become reality within next year. Thank you.